The Defiler, otherwise known as the Void Abyss boss, is basically pointless. There is actually zero reason for anyone to touch him, let alone farm him. So let me explain why. Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be going on over the new update and what has technically happened to the Defiler as a boss. So let's get on into it. With a few things changing in this update, the most notable one in my opinion is the 400%. If we do look at the patch notes, you can see that the number of void abyss metal fragments that you can obtain by completing a 400% infiltration operation has been increased from 20 all the way up to 40. Now 40 does not sound significant, however, let me break this down in a way that's fairly easy to understand. As you can see from the Defiler gameplay that I literally have on screen right now, I just finished up the interception, and this was what you would call a basically ideal run with no deaths, just under 50 seconds, so a 47-second run in this instance. Now, are you going to get this type of run every single time? No, you are not. So let me show you gameplay of another run where I did end up dying to the poison. As you can see in this run, I am hit by the poison, I'm affected, and I eventually do take a death from the poison. I respawn, and then I just take care of the boss and kill him off. Now the difference between these two runs is of course the amount of time taken to take care of this boss. Some runs are of course better than others, but this is basically what happens when you die, and it ends up being over a minute, 10, 20, whatever. It could be higher, it could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but results can vary based on a lot of factors, so I'm not going to get on into that too hard right now. But here's the thing, why would anyone want to farm the Defiler out when you can run the 400% instead? Now, with the way that this game is currently going right now, you're going to be finding an Ainz inside of basically every single lobby, or a Freyna, or a Bunny. Now, 3 Descendants that are amazingly good at specifically 400%. And how long does it take to basically do a 400% run is the big question we're asking right now. And as you can see from this run with 2 people in public and one of my friends, we ended up doing the Haven in 1 minute and 49 seconds. Now, if you were to compare that to the run that I did prior with the Defiler, that is about a 30-second difference. And the big difference is that you are guaranteed 40 of the Void Abyss fragments with this one. Now, I know you are guaranteed them with the Defiler as well, and it can range between like 50 to 79, but this is just so much more less grating on the head is what I would like to say. When it comes to running the same mission time and time again, you're going to have way more fun when it comes to running a 400% several times over versus running a Defiler boss fight. Now, the only thing that you can uniquely get from the Defiler boss fight is going to be the skins from the ETA 0 shop. So if you are a fan of the skins, that is essentially the only reason you would farm the Defiler out over 400%. Now let's talk about the upsides of 400% when it comes to this as well. You will be getting a ton of XP, you will be getting a ton of gold. You will also be getting a ton of modules, so if you haven't completed all your modules, just take them over to the module guy and combine them, and you will literally get all the modules within 100 run of running 400%, and I mean literally every single module. Combining is a powerful tool. Now, the only downside is that, of course, you're not going to get every run under 2 minutes when it comes to running 400%, and they do rotate, so some days you will get slower 400%, some days you'll get faster 400%, results can vary, but ultimately, you get a ton of XP, weapons, modules, gold, Kuiper, and essentially it's way more farmable than the actual Defiler. Now let's turn to crunching the actual numbers for this and see how much difference it actually makes with the target of our investigation being the core binder for 2,000 of these cores. Now I am going to do something that is kind of scuffed, and I'm going to do as many runs as I need to get myself the frickin' core binder out of just doing Defiler runs, and I'm going to time myself and let you know how it goes. So I've done all of the runs, and don't tell me I'm not dedicated to content, because oh my god, this took me way too long. So this is the results that it took. I did 33 runs of the Defiler, all with different times, and this is essentially the results I came back with. Now I did get on the higher end of RNG when it came to void fragments, I believe. I was getting some pretty good numbers. Now this took me 33 runs. My total time in terms of actual runs, as it says in the game, was 40 minutes and 52 seconds, so just under 41 minutes technically. And then if we were to include the amount of time, this is as an estimate, between loading in and out of the mission, I'm going to say about another 35 minutes. So let's just say in total, it took me about an hour and 20 minutes or so, roughly, to get myself 2,000 of these void fragments to basically build myself one of these cores. Now, this is still the fastest way to farm this out. So if the core binders are your main goal, then this is still going to be the fastest way to farm it out, although it is very much grating on the head, and I did genuinely feel like I was losing the plot about 20 minutes into these runs. Now let's compare this to the 400%. Now every single time you get 40 out of this, that means you are going to be doing a total of 50 runs to basically make yourself one core binder, which is again quite a lot, but time is going to be a bit of a wild card depending on your specific 400%, which place you are running in. But let's just say for argument's sake we are running in the Haven. Now I did do 10 runs just for experimentation purposes, so this is the results that I came back with. As you can see on screen, I have all the data from the runs, including gold, Kuiper, time, and modules. Now I can't really calculate the XP because that would take me way too long, but this is the main information that I pulled from all of these runs. Now if we do the math across all 10 runs, that means we're going to have pulled around 2.6 million gold with no boosters or anything of the kind. And then for Kuiper, we pulled around about 555,000 Kuiper, and in terms of time, this took me about 24 minutes. And more importantly, we are going to talk about the time loading in and out, because you know that took a little bit extra. So I'm going to say for argument's sake about another 5 minutes for that one, because getting a game in a 400% is very, very fast. So let's say for argument it took us about 30 minutes to do all of these runs. Now in terms of modules, I have about 3,110 modules over here, and that is me going back to Albion, dissolving all these modules and getting a ton more Kuiper out of it. So you know, make do with this data what you want. Now of course this was 10 runs, so I got 400 void abyss fragments out of this as well. Now is that 2,000? No, it is not. But at the same time, I made so much gold, I made a good amount of Kuiper, and if I was leveling any Descendants up and I had the catalyst lying around, I would absolutely be crunching and leveling these up so fast, and I would be investing in loads of things and just having a good time and advancing in the game a lot. A lot of people ask, what is the fastest way to level up? Technically it's you know, the special operations, but 400% is still an absolute great way to level up as well, especially if you can hold your own and you've got good weapons. This is going to get you into a game really fast and get you a ton of XP. Basically my point of this being my point of this video being 400% are way more worth it than fighting the Defiler, and if you've got the time, you're going to enjoy yourself in 400% a lot more. It is a lot more replayable versus the boss fight. That is just my personal opinion. I'm still going to absolutely grind the Defiler out because I unfortunately really do need them cores for my weapons, but that is basically it. So I hope you've enjoyed. That's basically been this video. Please do smash that like button. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing, and if you've got a differing opinion, I would love to hear it. I can't speak English no more. I would love to hear it in the comment section below. But that's basically been this video, and I hope you've enjoyed. Please do smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.